Yeah, we've heard about the roadmaps detailing the future of Anthem, and sure, they keep saying they're in it for the long haul, but the fact is, there's already enough precedent to suggest BioWare's best days may be behind them, if they have any days left at all. It's officially time to start worrying about BioWare, folks. Let's do a quick rundown of BioWare's last 5 years, shall we? While there's a segment of the gaming populace that will never forget BioWare for dropping the ball on Mass Effect 3's ending, even with that extended cut, that didn't stop folks from being excited about the more or less well-received Dragon Age Inquisition. Since then, BioWare has released 2 games in a row that were, let's face it, actively despised by a good portion of players. Yes, we're talking about Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. Consider all the other studios that EA has shuttered, or at least folded into other studios over the same period. DreamWorks Interactive, Mythic, Maxis, Visceral. EA has eaten studios for failure far less damning than BioWare's. It's rare for a studio as high profile as BioWare to get a second chance, let alone a third. Given how much time and effort went into even making Anthem happen, and how many vastly more successful studios they currently have in their stable, it wouldn't be unprecedented for EA to say they're done. Let's do something that, apparently, BioWare didn't do while they were making Anthem. Take a look at competing studio Bungie. Not just in terms of the basics of how a shooter MMO is supposed to operate, but sheer output. Between 2000 and 2010, Bungie made 6 games, Oni, and every Halo title from the first up to Reach. Between 2010 and now, Bungie made 2 games, Destiny and Destiny 2. They have literally worked on nothing that wasn't those 2 games. BioWare may work slowly, but Mass Effect is not Dragon Age, is not Anthem, and there's been one of each of those in just 5 years. Managing an MMO, however, is a job that doesn't stop until the servers go dead, which is the exact reason why BioWare Austin's main business is primarily Star Wars: The Old Republic. Sure, BioWare might have promised Dragon Age 4, but with the company already boiled down to just 2 studios who both are having an all-or-nothing moment with Anthem, where exactly they're meant to find the time to really put effort into anything except Anthem for the foreseeable future is anyone's guess.
This is forever. This is what we do now. This is who we are.
Frostbite, by reputation, is a Mariah Carey of games engines. When it works and it's doing its thing, it's absolutely incredible. Actually working with it day to day, however, is exhausting, infuriating, and comes with absolutely preposterous demands. Of course, there are developers who can do amazing things with it. Obviously, since DICE created the thing, their games absolutely shine with it.
Now we give them the tools to create the tree, and we let the game engine control how the wind affects that tree.
And then there's BioWare. Contrary to what many people believe, EA supposedly never foisted Frostbite on BioWare. Whether they worked with it now or later, it's becoming abundantly clear that the things that BioWare need Frostbite to do simply aren't happening. And even though the engine has a reputation for being a royal pain to work with, it's also clear the engine has become EA's gold standard. In other words, it's not hard to believe that if BioWare didn't choose it, it would have eventually been chosen for them. If it's not the requirement already, being able to make stunning games using it is likely going to become a requirement for working under EA's roof. How many subsequent games can BioWare afford to make using an engine that doesn't suit them? Usually, when a creator takes a massive swing and misses, it's good to retreat to a place of safety. Maybe remind everyone and themselves of whatever spark of creativity launched them in the first place. It's a good way to regroup. Unfortunately, at the moment, that's not an option for BioWare. Baldur's Gate already got an enhanced edition back in 2012, and there's not much they can do that they haven't done with Dragon Age. BioWare's been begging EA to let them have another crack at Knights of the Old Republic, but to no avail. Mass Effect is grounded thanks to Andromeda's failure, and despite fans screaming at BioWare for years to just remaster the original trilogy, EA's stance on remasters runs cold. That leaves BioWare with just Dragon Age to fall back on, but that's not much of an option either. Despite the teaser shown at the Game Awards, even if BioWare gets its crap together, has a clear concept, figures out how to spare the hands currently working on Anthem, and manages to crack Frostbite, DA4 would still be years and years away. Right now, there is nowhere for BioWare to retreat to.
You know, for all the shit we've been through, we've had a damn good ride.
All that said, this could just be all pretense for a simpler truth. The studio may have just run its course. We've all seen studios keep going as soulless husks shambling after money once their creative juices dry up. One need look no further than Valve or Konami for a good example of that. But imagine a Valve that called it quits after Portal 2, and didn't live on to bury the Steam store in shovelware, make a laughingstock of content standards, and become cruelly silent at the mere mention of Half-Life 3. Imagine a Konami that had the grace to swear off video games after Hideo Kojima left. Right now, BioWare's on a downward spiral that could lead to an awful place that damages the things we love about them. That runs concurrent with an EA that increasingly values ideas that run counter to BioWare's traditional sensibilities. If it's true that you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, with the studio already on strike too, there may be nothing more heroic for them to do than knowing when to cut and run. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more SVG videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.